Hello, my name is Chris Kerr and I wonder if you can help me. Let me explain. So, as you can probably guess, I am from Scotland. I grew up in the East End of Glasgow and I grew up going to church. It was a very typical Scottish church. It was the sort of church you went on Sunday and didn't think much about God the rest of the week. And that was my experience. That's how I grew up for the first decade of my life. Until I came to my early teens and I realised that I was claiming to be a Christian, but I wasn't really living that out. So I went back to church and I heard the gospel. I heard I was a sinner, that because of my sin I deserved God's judgment. But Jesus came and took my judgment on the cross and rose again, so that if I turned from my sin and put my trust in him, God would forgive me and give me eternal life. And Jesus saved me. He saved me and he transformed my life. So now that I love Jesus and I want to serve him. So that led me in my early 20s coming to work for a Christian charity called 20 Schemes. 20 Schemes seeks to plant local gospel preaching churches in schemes across Scotland. A scheme is what we in Scotland call an area of government housing. It's what in England is called a council estate and in America is called the projects. These were the government's solution after the war to the problem of overcrowded inner city slums. And at first they were great. They were on the outskirts of the city, so it was like moving to the countryside. And for the first time many people had modern amenities like hot running water, your own garden, your own toilet that you didn't have to share with your neighbours. But over time the problems began to emerge. In a lot of these cases the areas weren't very well planned. Lots of houses were built, but they didn't have much infrastructure like shops and community centres. They became places scarred by youth violence and crime. And throughout the 1970s and 80s, as heavy industry closed and jobs left, they became areas of high unemployment and drug and alcohol addiction. But it's not all bad. The schemes are home to salt of the earth people who care about their community and look out for one another. And while all these problems I've mentioned are serious and need to be addressed, the biggest problem that the people of Scotland schemes face is not social deprivation, but spiritual deprivation. The schemes are the places that have least access to the gospel. While Scotland as a whole has seen a drastic decline in evangelical churches, that has been felt most in the places which, according to the government, are the poorest. So our aim is to start or revitalise churches in 20 schemes across Scotland. One of those is Baillieston Community Church, where I have the privilege of serving as a ministry apprentice. We planted this church about a year ago in the community I grew up in and called home. Here I help run some of the ministries, I preach and get to share Jesus with my community. So this is where you might be able to help me. In order to continue working for 20 Schemes, I need to raise money to support my ongoing employment. So if you believe in the work we're doing and would like to help, would you be willing to donate to my ministry? You can give either as a one-off gift or set up a regular donation of however much you are able to. I will put QR codes at the end of the video and links in the description that will take you to the giving page. But I'll end with a quote from Scotland's own Protestant reformer, John Knox. "I sought neither preeminence, glory nor riches. My honour was that Jesus Christ should reign." And that's what we want to see too. We want to see the hope of the gospel fill our communities which desperately need hope. We want to see people come to know Christ and see their lives transformed for the better. We want to see people set free from addiction and broken families restored. We want to see the least, the last and the lost put their trust in Jesus. If you want to see that too and are able to, then please consider donating to my ministry in Baillieston with 20 Schemes. Thank you.